morning, students. In our previous class, we already discussed about how the covalent bond is formed and what are the various type of covalent bond are there. And there you see, we already discussed about the various type of bonds as per the number of bond present, that is single bond, double bond, triple bond. And as per polarity, two type of bonds are there. One is polar covalent bond and the other is non-polar covalent bond. Now we should discuss about the characteristics of covalent bonded compounds. At the very beginning, we should know about the bond. This type of bond is formed by sharing of electrons. By sharing of electrons. Due to the sharing of electrons, the bond strength is not so high like our ionic bond. Bond strength is less in comparison to ionic bonded compound. As a result, maximum covalent bonded compounds will be either liquid or gas, because the intermolecular force of attraction is less. Force of attraction is less and the intermolecular space is higher. Either it will be liquid or it will be gas. Next thing is our melting and boiling point. Bond strength is lesser amount of bond energy is required to break that bond. For that, melting point and boiling point will be less in comparison to ionic bonded compounds. And the third one is we see in case of our ionic bonded solid that in aqueous solution it can conduct electricity. In aqueous solution it can conduct electricity, but here no such positive and negative ions are there. For that, in aqueous solution it is unable to conduct electricity because it is unable to form ions. But in case of our polar covalent bonded compound such as HCl, such as HBr, HI, HF, this type of compounds which are our polar covalent bonded compound, that type of compound in aqueous solution can conduct electricity. That type of solution can conduct electricity when we dissolve it in water. But the other one, that is non-polar covalent bonded compound, that are unable to conduct electricity in aqueous solution. This is all about our covalent bonded compounds characters. That is the characteristics of covalent bonded compound. Next, which is very important for your board exam, in every year question comes from this topic, this type of bond, that is our coordinate bond. That is our coordinate bond. That is our coordinate bond. This is a typical type of bond. In ionic bond, that is by giving and gaining of electron. One will give electron, one will take electron, one should be converted into positive, another should be converted into negative, and there will be an attraction, and due to this electrostatic force of attraction, they will join with each other. In case of our covalent bond, that is formed by the sharing of electron. That is formed by the sharing of electron. Both of these non-metal gives electron, and both of these non-metal share that pair of electron. As a result, they will fulfill their octet. But in case of coordinate bond, that is completely different. So at first, we should know what is the primary requirement for the formation of this bond. What are the primary requirement for the formation of this type of bond? Number one atom should be there which should have one lone pair of electron after fulfillment of its octet. One atom should be there which should have one lone pair of electron after fulfillment of its octet. After fulfillment of its octet. If we consider a compound, such as ammonia, NH3. Here, if we draw the electronic configuration, then this is two number of electron, one electron join with one hydrogen, one electron join with one hydrogen, one electron join with one hydrogen. By this way, this nitrogen fulfills its octet. This nitrogen fulfills its octet, and after the fulfillment of octet, there are two number of electrons which you can say lone pair of electron, and this lone pair of electron is in excess after fulfillment its octet. So here what I am saying, one atom should be there like this nitrogen, where we will see after fulfillment of octet minimum one lone pair of electron should be present. And the second requirement is one atom should be there which can take this, or you can say which require which required a pair of electron to fulfill its one atom should be there which required a pair of electron to fulfill its octet. Now, one atom should be there which required a pair of electron to fulfill its octet or duplet in case of hydrogen. Here what we see, one atom gives the pair of electron to any other else, and that atom should take that pair of electron and it will fulfill its duplet in case of hydrogen and octet in case of any other element. Now, if we consider this NH3, here nitrogen fulfill its octet and one lone pair of electron is in excess. And if we consider H plus, now my question is, how many electrons are present in H plus? Student, if we consider hydrogen atom, there are only one number of proton in its nucleus and one number of electron present in its outermost shell. Now, when this hydrogen atom is converted into hydrogen ion, such as if we consider HCl in aqueous solution, what we will get? We will get H plus ion. In H plus ion, what number of electrons are present? Answer will be 0. Answer will be 0. Because in case of hydrogen atom, there only one electron is present. If it try to convert H plus ion, then one electron will come out and then only hydrogen can be converted into H plus. If we consider hydrogen minus electron will give H plus. So in case of this H plus, the number of electron is 0. But it requires two number of electron to fulfill its K cell, or you can say to get the structure of helium. As a result, nitrogen will give these two number of electron to this H plus and form a bond. As a result, nitrogen fulfill its octet as well as hydrogen fulfill its duplet. Here, nitrogen will give two number of electron. There is no such sharing of hydrogen because it has no number of electron. For that, this is a special type of bond. Here what we see, donated by nitrogen and shared by nitrogen and hydrogen, This type of bond is generally denoted by an arrow. And this arrow, it has some significance. It will be put like this way, that the tail portion towards that element, towards that atom which gives the shared pair, which gives the pair of electron, which gives the lone pair of electron, and head will be towards that element towards that atom which will take this pair of electron. So this has a significance. Here nitrogen gives pair of electron, for that the tail should be towards nitrogen, and hydrogen take this pair of electron, and for that head should be towards H plus. As a result, there will be a bond will be formed. There will be a bond formed, and this type of bond is our coordinate bond. This type of bond is coordinate bond. Now, the next question is, what will be about this charge? What will be about this charge? Now, if we consider an example, if we consider a private concern, and if anyone take the partnership of that concern, then when there will be no such partner, then liabilities towards that proprietor who was the proprietor of that concern. As soon as there will be a partner, then liabilities will be distributed. Then liabilities will be distributed in between two partners. In between two partners. Like that, when we are considering this H plus, then positive charge was the liability of hydrogen. Positive charge was the liability of hydrogen. But as soon as this nitrogen will form a bond with this hydrogen, then this positive charge will be delocalized. This positive charge will be delocalized, and that should be in between nitrogen and hydrogen, and here the positive charge will be like this. Here the positive charge will be like this, that is neither in case of nitrogen nor in case of hydrogen, that is delocalized. This positive charge is not only the liability of hydrogen, then this positive charge will be the liability of this compound. So this NH4 plus, this bond formation is very important for board exam. Is very important for board exam. Every time there will be a question either from NH4 plus or from NH4 plus or from H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. That is hydronium ion. If we consider you already read in case of our acid base salt, that is at the definition of acid. Acid is that substance which can give hydronium ion in aqueous solution. Which can give hydronium ion in aqueous solution. And that hydronium ion, how it is formed? How this type of hydronium ion is formed? If we consider HCl, in H2O, then what we see, from this HCl, H plus will come out, and this H plus when joined with H2O, this will produce H3O plus. This will produce H3O plus. This is our hydronium ion. This is our hydronium ion. Now, how this type of ion is formed? What type of bond is present in this hydronium ion? That is nothing but coordinate bond. How this is formed? If we consider H2O, and if we take the electronic configuration of H2O, Here what you see, in case of this H2O, after fulfillment its octet, there are two number of lone pair of electron present. After fulfillment its octet, in case of oxygen, there are two number of lone pair of electron present. One is this and the other is this. So these lone pair can join with each other, can form the bond to any other else which require a pair of electron. By the same method, like NH4 plus, when it will join with H plus, then H plus has no electron. H plus has no electron and it requires another 2 electron to fulfill its duplet. As a result, oxygen will give this pair of electron to this H plus. Oxygen will give this pair of electron to this H plus. As a result, hydrogen fulfill its duplet and oxygen itself is already fulfill its octet. So there also what we will see, the same thing will occur like in NH4 plus. Here what we see, H3O will produce with positive sign. Here also this positive sign, the positive sign of hydrogen is delocalized in between this hydronia ion. Hydronia ion. This is also one of the example of for the formation of coordinate bonds. This is also another example where we will get the coordinate bond. But in comparison to covalent bond is weaker bond in comparison to ionic bond. Coordinate bond is weaker bond in comparison to covalent bond. The bond is very weak. As a result, by applying a very less amount of energy, this coordinate bond will break. This bond, though this type of bond is formed, this is the force of attraction. But by applying a very less amount of energy also, the bond will break. So from here we can compare the bond strength in between ionic bond, covalent bond and coordinate bond. In case of ionic bond strength is maximum. In case of covalent bond strength is little bit less in comparison to ionic bond. And if we consider coordinate bond, the bond strength is again less in comparison to the covalent bond. For that, the bond energy which is required, that is maximum in case of ionic bond, after that covalent bond, and after that coordinate bond. If we consider the various questions, one question is there. You give one example of a compound where ionic bond present, covalent bond present and coordinate bond present. Ionic bond present, covalent bond present, coordinate bond present. If we consider ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, ammonium chloride NH4Cl, here what we see, here ionic bond present, covalent bond present, coordinate bond present. How? Nitrogen and 3 hydrogen join with each other by the formation of covalent bond. that is by the formation of coordinate bond. And by this way NH4 plus will produce and Cl minus will produce, and both can join with each other by the formation of ionic bond. This is one of the examples where ionic bond is present, covalent bond is present, coordinate bond is present. Today up to this portion, and the rest portion we will discuss in the next class. Okay student, thanks a lot.